Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Julz. Sorry that I'm not in my usual space, just using my friend Lauren's room. Say hi to the people, Lauren.
Hey gang!
Yeah, apparently she's not coming into the shot because she is not the star of the show. So anyway, once again, ignore that. Once again, it is time with Julz. Sorry I don't have a theme song.
Da-da-da-da!
So anyway, today, just like before, I'm doing a review of the new Young Justice episode. This episode 21, Image. There were several things that drew my attention to this episode, mainly due to the number of references, and also the number of awkwardness moments and mindfucks, apparently. One of the most, awkward was during the first few minutes of the show. Apparently on Mars, this is a game. But here on Earth, we call this foreplay. Yeah. Apparently this is not what it seems. This is actually Connor kissing Megan, who apparently shapeshifted into Black Canary. Her Uncle John explained this as a sort of game on Mars, and since their people talk to each other telepathically, they actually know it's not really another person. They actually inform their partner that it's really them. So Superboy knew that it was Megan from the start. But obviously Black Canary was pissed off, obviously, because she took that as kind of hurtful. Obviously, you wouldn't want to see a video of two people you know, and one of them actually dressing up as you, and then them making out. I mean, seriously. That's just... It's both insulting and awkward. What kind of games do they play on Mars? Also, another thing. The two countries that were involved in this episode. I love how in the DC universe they even make up certain countries that almost sound real and almost seem real. Like Vlatava is pretty much a Russian country. I'm not very sure, but it really sounds like a Russian country. The two countries that in this episode, Uruk and Bialya, they really sound like Middle Eastern countries. And also, the representation of Uruk and Bialya was very much similar to the Middle East, especially when involving the whole martial law thing. Bialya and Uruk were going to try and merge, all this because of Queen Bee, obviously. And apparently the Uraki people wanted to rebel against this merger and did not want Queen Bee to be their monarch, obviously. But when they protested, a whole bunch of policemen came, broke up the riot, and it really looked like what you would normally see in the Middle East. The representation of these countries was very realistic. Like how you see protests in the Middle East all the time. The flag burning, the people in the messy streets, the cops coming in, cars crashing and whatnot. I'm very sure some Middle Eastern citizens who have ever seen this episode possibly might have been offended. Sorry, but it's a very good representation of the Middle East. Not a really good one, but a very accurate one. I'm just saying, it's not good in a sense, just a very accurate representation of what goes on there with the whole martial law thing. Moving on, the biggest thing about this show, I'm very sure a lot of people noticed, the most awkward quality of the show, and the biggest reference drawer to this show, was where Megan actually got her identity from. Hello, Megan. Yeah. Apparently, this was where her identity came from. From her name, to her clothes, to her skin, to choosing the name for Connor. The reason why it's also the biggest reference drawer is because of the names of the actors that showed up in the credits. I know, yeah, the credits, we don't really care. I mean, who listens to the credits? Unless it's a big celebrity. Who really does? Well, apparently me, fanboy here, wanting to go into the credits. But I only did it because other websites noticed this, and when I reviewed the episode, so did I. I also noticed the reference of the names. For example, Paul Salone. For any of you DC fans, you know who Paul Salone is, the second Two-Face. Paul Salone playing the main character, Megan's crush. And also, the guy's name is Connor while on the show. So, Megan, why did you actually give Superboy the name? Okay, yeah, maybe it's because your favorite character's crush is Connor. And are you really going this far to actually emulate your character in every aspect? Even calling your boyfriend Connor? And also avoiding the fact that Paul Salone is the actor? Come on. She's the perfect example of a girl that has no life. Well, an Earth life, anyway. She had no idea of what Earth life was, so the show was basically all she had. Also, another one of the actors in the credits, Rita Fair, Beast Boy's mother-in-law. And along with... Oh, yeah. For those of you who don't know, Rita Fair, Elastigirl from the Doom Patrol. And also, the two parents on the show Hello Megan, Sandra Stanyan and Jonathan Lord from the comic book series Silverblade. See, this is just one giant reference to other comic books by using actors. And... oh. The producers for Hello Megan. Check this out. Greg, VT, and Brandon Wiseman. Notice anything? The producers for Young Justice. It's just their names switched. Apparently, either they're lazy to create new names, or they're just hoping that fans would actually catch on. Moving on. Yeah, apparently Hello Megan... I know, for some reason it reminded me of other 70s shows where everything just seems so perfect. This girl can solve any problem in the course of 22 minutes. And also nothing bad happens because it'll just get better eventually, and it's almost unrealistically nice. And not even incorporating any real-life high school drama, just like the fairy tale version of high school. Yeah. Megan, could you have chosen a more, I would say, dainty or Martha Stewart wannabe life? No offense, I just don't like the girl. Mainly because she took Connor. Just saying. Fan of Superboy here. And love him. Okay, moving on from the Hello Megan thing. Megan's true form. I was not expecting that. I mean, I was expecting her to be white-skinned. I mean, I knew that the white Martians looked different, but that grotesque? Come on. I mean, yeah, we were wondering, are we gonna see Megan White? She's giving off details, like in the episode Disorder, where they were all getting therapy. That was a big hint, because she is white in the comics. Again, I was not expecting her to turn into some white-skinned monster with part of her brain showing in the back and the veins everywhere. And the teeth and the big face. Oh, that was... And the way she roared or screeched or something. And she was so desperate to hide that. I could see why she was so desperate enough to brain blast her teammates so that way they wouldn't see how she looks. That looks so... ugh. I guess beauty isn't always skin deep. Seriously. And yet she's still lying. In the end, they asked, what do you really look like? And she's still trying to pass herself off as a green Martian, just by showing herself bald. Hello, Megan. You are just setting yourself up for even more. do you think they're gonna be able to handle it the moment they find out? Sooner or later, they're gonna know. And your fear of everybody not trusting you, or Suki dumping you, or you going back to Mars, that is gonna happen. And I hope it happens. Sorry, even though she's nice, I don't like her. Again, I'm saying that. And also, another appearance that I'm very sure most people didn't know was Garfield Logan. Those of you who don't know who Garfield Logan is, think of this. An energetic boy, loves animals, into superheroes, and is named Garfield. Who does that remind you of? I'll tell you who. Beast Boy from Teen Titans. Hello, Garfield. Yeah, basically the shapeshifter who turns into animals. And he was on a cartoon series, Teen Titans, just a few years ago. How could anyone not notice that? They even mentioned Beast Boy's name in that other cartoon. So it's very hard not to notice that was Beast Boy. Also near the end, when he was getting a blood transfusion from Megan, I was actually wondering, is this how he turns green? But then it just turns out his eyes just turn green. I mean, come on. Let him turn green. Where's the green Beast Boy we all know and love? And I'm very sure this may be, I'm not sure if they're going to do this in the future, but most likely you think that they might actually make this his origin as to how he became green and a shapeshifter because Megan transfused some of her blood into him. Think about it. Think about it. I mean, maybe this isn't how it happened in the comics, but here in this universe, you gotta think about it. And it's kind of really cool as an origin for Beast Boy. And last, Queen Bee. The character Queen Bee, Monarch of Bialia, I kind of was expecting a bit more from her appearance-wise. Although at first, the main draw to her appearance is her earrings. I mean, they look like stingers. And also her golden tiara and her blouse thing that almost look like bee wings. Yeah, I guess that kind of ties into it. At first you would not expect it to be bee-like, but it's there if you don't notice. And also, I loved in the ending, like, I was hoping, like, are we gonna see Garfield Green in his sleep? Are we? But no. It turns out that Queen Bee is in the room with Garfield, and she is threatening Megan to expose her secret. To be continued moment. She was threatening her to reveal her secret to the rest of the team if she did not do what she said. Are all females in this team puppets, other than Zatanna? First there's Artemis, who's practically the mole of the team. Then now we have Megan. Are you all doomed to actually be double agents in the team? But since she knows, and you were not brave enough to tell everybody your true form, I'm very sure this is how it's biting you in the butt. I wonder what will happen to that freckle-faced, green-skinned, red-headed, cookie-baking Martha Stewart wannabe. Yeah, again, for the third time, I do not like her. I don't. Despite how nice she can be. But it leaves so many questions as to what's going to happen next now. So anyway, yeah, this episode was very attention-grabbing. The references, the interpretations, Megan's true form, where she got her identity, and Queen Bee threatening to expose her secret and having her do what she says. It was pretty good. I just can't wait to see what happens next. Although the next episode is going to be Superboy-centered next time. Right now they're doing character-centered episodes, so we may not see what Queen Bee has in store right now, but we're going to find out soon. Okay guys, that's all I have. Sorry, but I'll see you again, and tune in next time. Next episode, Supernatural Review. Thanks. Bye.